Hey, thanks for checking us out. This is Sports and Other Stuff. You can find us on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We have a new episode every week. We have more than 100 in the can, so check it out. Thanks for being a part of it. Just subscribe. Thanks a million.
T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff. In a world of crazy, we've got your Sport Weasel Central. I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
Yes, sir. You know, here we thought it was going to be a quiet week, but not so fast. First, a 3 million to 1, wasn't that it? Long shot wins the Kentucky Derby. Then Tom Brady needed to be in the news again with a big deal. I mean, Lugs was at Fernando's Hideaway getting some R&R, and T-Dog was where the deer and the antelope play. But let's talk about the Derby. With 80 Derbies between them, NBC's Randy Moss and Jerry Bailey said they had never interviewed Derby winning trainer Eric Reed. Furthermore, they had to look up the winning jockey's name, Sonny Leone, because they didn't even know how to pronounce it. So many Cinderella stories with this 148th Derby, but Lugs, most important question, let's get started. Did you cash that winning ticket yet?
Sadly, no, I did not.
Dang it.
I had Mo Better Blues or something. I've forgotten what I had.
Mo Donegal.
Yeah, Mo Donegal.
Mo Larry Curly.
He's that Irish rapper, Mo Donegal.
Oh, gosh.
But no, congratulations to all of the people. I mean, obviously the horse wasn't supposed to be in the race. It's a Cinderella story. It's cool when you see something like that, and you got to see all those people who have, their $8,000 suits on and stuff. And this guy's in a Men's Warehouse special, and he beats them all. You got to love it. You got to love it.
You're going to love the way you look. Men's Warehouse.
What do you think, dog man?
Well, first off, I think it was at least a Joseph A. Bank.
Did it
Now,
have
wait a
nice
minute.
nap?
I've got one of those in the closet. Let's not get crazy here.
But
Careful. Be careful.
Well, I'm saying it's a step above. I'm being
Okay.
complimentary. Yeah. No, it was a great story.
Actually, I might have an Ernie Banks. I think it's what I have, an Ernie Banks.
An Ernie Banks.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's a good story. Actually, it was also crazy to see. I was actually at Churchill during the Derby, and he was in the paddock watching the race on the big screen, and the trainer, and just the way everyone tackled him. When I think he actually got injured because of all the people jumping on him. Because after the press conference, he was walking with a limp. And I think it's because everyone jumped on, dogpiled him. So like from the paddock, he had to walk out through the paddock to the winner's circle. But it was just it was a great moment to kind of see and just the overall excitement. It was funny to also, because where I was positioned shooting it, I saw all the jockeys coming up to where the owners are after it, and just one of them like, "You got to be freaking kidding me!" And I'm cleaning up his language a little bit, but it's the one thing you forget about. I mean, you shouldn't forget about with horse racing, how absurdly rich these people are, because they just lost. Because these horses cost money. Usually you're not making money on any of these horses, right?
Right.
It's usually trade. So like this was a big opportunity. And like this one, essentially jockeys essentially apologize. And the person is like, don't worry about it. Like it's just a drop in the bucket. You're like, oh my God, this is absurd.
Well, the story on the winner was they bought him for $30,000 at a claiming in September. To enter the Derby, just get in a big bunch of horses, you got to pay $30,000. When they accepted to be in the race, they had to pay another $30,000. So you're out almost $100,000 before the gate even opens, and that's on a cheap horse.
Yeah, and those guys, Reed said that he and his assistant trainer, they had been sharing like a room at Motel 6 at most of the tracks, and just all this crazy nonsense. You got to love it. I mean, it takes you back to the guys who will do whatever it takes to get. They just love the sport of horse racing.
Well, it was like a Seabiscuit moment, and on Friday, if it's correct, Sonny Leone, the jock, ran regular races at Belterra Park near Cincinnati on just a regular day. Had like 6 mounts. Who knows how he finished? He had never raced in a grade 1, in other words, top tier horse race in his life.
Well, now they sort of gave him the path to the win, because
True.
everybody been saying all day long the inside the rail was a bad place to be. So they just opened up a pathway for him, and he didn't have to run near as long as Epicenter did, because Epicenter was out. So that everybody's going to enter in the Preakness, because they think, man, we can beat that.
Son of a biscuit. Yeah.
And it was D. Wayne's horse that fell out.
Right.
So, I mean, just the stars aligned for those guys, and like, you got to be happy for them.
So, T-Dog, you were there. Any other observations as the big moment unfolded?
My main one is, not to be surprised. Mint juleps aren't cheap, but obviously people are willing to have a little extra, income to burn. So I was surrounded by a lot of people that luckily they had significant others watching over them and protecting them. Unfortunately, one lady I ran into did not. I got a shot of them taking the garland of roses through from the track through the paddock to the Derby Museum, because that's where the party was for the winning owner and horse and trainer. And a lady with her big Derby hat got right in front of my shot, and she goes, "Am I on TV?" I was like, "No, it's just shooting B-roll for us to have for the next few years." And she's like, "It's like, what are you shooting?" It's like, "Well, just look where my camera is." It's like, "Oh, did I get in your shot?" It's like, yes, you got in my shot right in front of the lens. Yes, you got in front of my. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." She started hugging my back. I was like, "Just please get off me."
The liquid courage flowed is what you're saying. So record betting across the board at Churchill and around the world, and 147,000 people paid witness to the second biggest upset of all time at the Kentucky Derby. So let's move on to Tom Brady. We haven't talked about him in about, 10 minutes? When he retires, whenever that is, Tom Brady has inked a deal with Fox Sports to be their lead color commentator in the booth. All set, ready to go. Let's get your thoughts on two things, boys. I think Brady has as many detractors as fans, and what if he's no good? Take it away. Lugs, what do you think about this Brady business? Brady-gate.
Well, I will say this. He has shown a little bit more personality since going to Tampa Bay. He was
it's the water.
The guy, in New England, it was pretty much, he was like Belichick. Just grunts and groans. So I think he's at least making the effort to be more personable. Now, I do have a personal story with Tom Brady. I was shooting the Barnstable Brown party, and Peyton shows up, and Peyton comes right over to him. He does an interview. He's as friendly as all get out. He goes on into where the celebrity tent was, and Tom Brady comes up, and he just says, "No, I'm not doing an interview. Where's Peyton?" And I go, "Well, he's in the tent." He was gone. So it was a different of personalities. Peyton is a guy you can have a beer with. I mean, if you fell down in front of him, he'd go, "Rub a little dirt on it. Let's go." That kind of a thing. So I wasn't impressed with my moment with Tom Brady. Now, that's one moment out of his whole lifetime. So
well, we appreciate that. I think that colors it perfectly. T-Dog, what do you say about the Brady experiment?
Well, you're going to get eyeballs. I mean, so that's important always. I think just the novelty, at least at first, will have people watching. They're maybe the games more so. he's projected by Wall Street Journal's Joe Flint to possibly be making 20 to 25 million per year at Fox. And he would be with Kevin Burkhardt. So that would kick poor Greg Olson again to the side. But
so you think
I don't
it'll
know.
be Burkhardt?
No, it says it actually says in the report that it'll be with Kevin Burkhardt.
Wow.
So because Kevin Burkhardt, so that at least confirms what we felt earlier. He's going to be their new number one play-by-play guy.
1A guy, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think Tom Brady has a possibility to be really good. Obviously, he's very intelligent. He understands coverages so you're going to get a lot of the similarities to Troy Aikman in that, like he can tell you coverages and he's going to have help with, stuff with the offensive line and probably, what certain defenses, particularly with the D line and maybe what the linebackers are doing. But I just worry because he does some interviews with Jim Gray, I believe, on Mondays.
He does. On Westwood One. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's Jim Gray or just how that thing is set up. Man, it is dry white bread. It is.
Well, I think
it does not have a lot of taste or spice to it. So I'm not saying Luggs's thing at Barnstable is a representation. I'm not saying that Jim Gray thing. I'm just saying that's two knocks. I'm not saying he can't be great because obviously I think he has the know-how and knowledge. I don't know if Kevin Burkhardt can really bring out the personality. I think a lot is going to be put on the plate of Kevin Burkhardt early on to make it work. I'm not saying it can't work. I just know, obviously, you look before him, Joe Montana, he tried to do TV, was not great at all. So, and Emmitt Smith obviously was a great player, was a disaster, just like Joe Montana. So it doesn't always work out.
Do you remember Jay Cutler was supposed to jump to Fox, but then he went to the Miami Dolphins for 1 year and that whole deal blew up? And he could have been pretty good.
Cutler would actually be good because, again, you want people with personality and
bite
also
to him. Yeah.
And a little bite to him. Or on the flip side, you look at Tony Romo. Tony Romo's just like a giant kid who's just overly enthusiastic about everything. You want those type of personalities. Tom Brady is so strategic, precise in everything he does, and everything's always has a motivation. Obviously, like I said, he's smart, but I don't know if that really works for what you want. Because again, his position is called color commentary. I don't know how much color Tom Brady is going to provide.
Well, I look at it like this. The greatest color guy of all time was Madden.
Of course.
And Brady, Madden. I mean, you can't get more opposite. I think Brady will be prepared with X's and O's. I just don't think he has that warmth. I mean, Romo, even when the game's going bad, Romo will crack you up. I mean, he makes it worth watching, even when it's not worth watching on the field.
Plus, he likes picking on Jim Nantz, and that just seems to work for him.
He always just pushes him into a corner, and Nance is trying to be Mr. Vanilla.
Hello, friends.
We'll see with Brady.
T-Dog, you look up dull in the dictionary, and it says also see Jim Gray. So that's number one. Number two, so when I was a young man in this here business, CBS had a campaign called You and CBS are looking good. I've got a plan. You and TB12 are looking good. What do you think? Should we try that?
Oh, whoa.
No.
You should be in marketing.
I'm going to try that, maybe. And see if I can sell that idea to Fox, but they don't need my money.
No, and Brady doesn't need their money, really. It's just, it's something for him to do.
He'll have a good $2 haircut, lots of mousse. He'll look good. He'll look good.
Yeah, it'll pay for all those trips to space. He's just at this point extra income that he doesn't really need. So you got to just plot weird things to do with it. Buy an island. Obviously John Depp's probably not going to afford his anymore, so that's going to go on sale so Tom Brady can have his island. So,
ouch.
Well, and I wonder. Because, we've all been up in the sports area, and the food up there is usually, week old brats that are in Greece and stuff.